Hello, Gemini. How are you? Welcome to the channel and to this reading. Let's connect with your energies for these days. Today is March 3rd, 2026. This message can reach you at any moment. Take what resonates and let go of what does not. It is also important that you check your rising and moon signs if known. You have the reading for March right here, so you can see it if you are interested and have not done so yet. It provides a general overview of what may come. Let us see what might happen today, tomorrow, and soon. Well, here the number 9 will be an important number for you. It could be March 9th, it could be 9 days or 9 hours. The humanitarian angel comes accompanied by the Archangel Samuel and speaks to us of an end of a cycle, of a culmination. We are going through periods of that, aren't we? Because the eclipse also tells us to release what no longer makes sense in our lives, if it must end. The number 9 is a figure that asks us to embrace the closing of a cycle. We must find the courage to let go of everything we realize we should no longer carry. This is truly a time of deep ordering, and it is necessary time of final culmination for us. Although many fear the word because it is uncomfortable, hearing the word end or knowing that something will finish, it is necessary. Because every end contains a beginning, just as every death holds a rebirth, transitioning into an entirely new plane of existence. It is clear. We make room, space for the new, because something has already completed its cycle. It has passed through your life, it has shared with you, and you have given everything to that situation, to that person, or vice versa. It already left you what it had to give. It invites you to take stock of many things, to weigh your relationships and your attitudes. It is time to end certain behaviors and move out of your comfort zone, because we are currently vibrating through a crisis in the sign of Virgo. Coincidentally, Virgo is linked to the number 9, as its card is the Hermit, representing purification. Virgo is all about cleansing, detoxification, and the perfect alignment of your inner energy. So here, vibrating at the number 9 not only aligns us with that energy, but it also speaks to us of mercy, of compassion toward oneself and toward others. And above all, it asks you to put yourself at the service of others with some gift that you possess. Because if you are aware that you have it, others need it. From anywhere, there is something you do that is unique. And it does not necessarily have to be spiritual. Oh yes, it really tells me to act accordingly, but do not procrastinate. There is a change here. There is a change in love, in health, and in work. A cycle is ending so something new can begin. But when I speak to you about an end, it does not necessarily mean that you have to cut ties, leave a partner, or quit a job. It just means that your energy is being renewed, guided by your own new intentions, by changing habits, customs, and even ideas, and also with great energy of love and compassion, because this card is governed by the Archangel Samuel. That is why it heralds the beginning of the season. And above all, the energy of serving others, because it speaks to us so much about compassion. Well, let's see what the cards tell us, Gemini. These readings are always for the collective. Sometimes it may resonate with you, sometimes not. If you want to address your specific case, you can write to me to have a personal consultation with me on the website. The address is here in the video. You will always see it, but it is also in a pinned comment on your reading. Click the link to enter directly and choose your preferred reading. It is with me, not with anyone else, so you can do it today if you want. Well, let's see what the cards tell us. All right, I have the 4 of Cups here, and let's leave it like that in case it came out reversed. 4 of Cups, the Justice card, and the 5 of Cups. Do you know what's ending, Gemini? A great injustice. Literally, a great injustice is coming to an end, and that is why this is the culmination of a cycle that was for you an injustice. You do not put an end to an injustice, and you must seize opportunities and not let them pass by. You must stop lamenting. Poor me, how unfair life has been to me, how unfair so-and-so was to me, how horrible what happened to me was. I believe we must move away from that mindset. That is why we need a change in attitude, especially to stop complaining, because I assure you, this ends the stagnation. so that you can stand up again, get motivated, and move forward by leaving your comfort zone. The injustice may have been caused by an emotional issue, of course, since the card of the Archangel Shamul is right there. It is possible that this was triggered by a personal matter, of course, which somehow had an emotional impact. Regardless of the cause, injustice brings a form of retribution to you. It brings a retribution that can be quite tangible, which might manifest in your material circumstances or even within the specific context of your professional work life. This can be in the context of a relationship because it speaks to me of dishonesty or a situation that became corrupted. It may have been seen as a lack of responsibility, tact, lies, or injustice that you obviously lived through, which today leads you to a place of privilege. So, what are you left with? Moving forward and accepting that this situation is a great blessing. In fact, you reintegrate, you return to what could be a decent life, what could be a relationship in a different form. You return to economic progress. You return to something else in this new beginning, right? You are simply starting over and moving toward a new chapter. Because that is ultimately what Archangel Shamuel tells us. The thing is, justice also aligns closely with the consequences of your actions and the decisions that you are currently making in your own life today. In reality, you are reaping what you have sown, and I truly feel that here, the law of cause and effect makes your entire life change, literally just like that. Of course, if there is a complicated situation regarding the realm of justice, specifically concerning men, then we are speaking about a scenario that settles in your favor. It grants you the unique privilege of escaping a difficult predicament, because here you have the Six of Swords, and you also have the Five of Cups appearing once again in this particular reading for you. You know, this happened because it had to happen this way. It was part of your destiny. In a way, some can accept it, others cannot, but it is necessary to understand that divine time cannot be forced and that many things are reaching an end in your life. I believe realizing that you absolutely must turn the page is the greatest expansion of all, you see. In other words, turning the page means you will be paving the way toward true happiness and economic progress. These situations bring great emotional rewards, which is certain because you hold the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups serves as excellent news, bringing forth a truly great joy. It represents the specific communication you have been awaiting regarding love, or perhaps a person who is now venturing forward with a conscious, sincere intention to establish a meaningful relationship. An opportunity will appear that may be unexpected for you, one that will take you by surprise and call you to connect with love. It could be the arrival of a child into the family, it could be a move or news of a child. A sun is bringing you very expansive news that makes you very happy. And that sun may also be finishing a period, a cycle, and might be seeing a great opportunity opening up for him. It also speaks a lot about your connection to intuition, your psychic perceptions, and how you are also connected to something higher. It tells me what is coming for you, which is what is new. It satisfies you quite a bit, and above all, it also tells us about beginning to find and vibrate mental balance in harmony with emotional balance. You are looking at the light now. Today, you will begin to see the light after a very dark moment. In fact, I feel you sighing with relief, realizing that in this calm, in that harmony, you can finally begin to develop all of your projects for the future ahead. So I truly believe that whatever is new also brings along various trips, transfers, new connections, and helpful solutions as well. Because you should remember that it does not specifically require you to cut off or close a door entirely, but rather that your inner attitude changes instead. Is that not the case for you as well? The beginning is the end of a cycle, which is why it announces the start of something new. So I think what this is telling us here is that you free yourself from many things and consciously open yourself up to one very important thing, being happy in a relationship, being happy with someone, being happy with people who value you, or perhaps the end of a difficult situation. It does not have to mean that Gemini has to live anywhere, but rather that they are finally settling their life once and for all, right? That points toward a very, very expansive future. It is positive and above all, healing, because with an Ace of Cups, there could even be a very helpful conversation that finally eases the pain within your heart. It could also be that you are speaking with a person of interest, a child, or perhaps discussing a job, because the Ace of Cups connects us with creativity as well, and that is important. In other words, with all that we long to do, we want to create, and that happiness springs from feeling joyful because we see significant changes in our finances and notice major shifts in our personal relationships as well. I feel that a significant opportunity you once passed up in the past, one you might truly be regretting not having taken, could present itself to you again. However, it will arrive under different circumstances, specifically under much, much better conditions for you now. That is why Archangel Raphael tells you that everything happens for a reason. Angel of the third chakra. This has to do with the power of the fire element and of creativity, with the power of what could also be the connection and the feelings. This connects directly to something that has to do with feelings, with emotions as well, and with not fearing acceptance. In other words, not feeling like you won't be accepted for who you truly are, regardless of how you might be perceived by others around you. The third chakra angel says, I am power, I am pure will, I create my existence, I connect with your inner sun. From your center, you can relate to others in a healthy way. Do not suppress your feelings and emotions out of fear. Do not be afraid to be who you are and accept yourself. Working with the fire element. Not today, not tomorrow, not the day after. Can begin starting Friday, since today is Tuesday. You can light a white candle, set your intentions for the little house to Chamuel, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, the Virgin Mary, God, Jesus, or whoever you choose, and request light. Ask for nothing more than light, and you will also be able to feel how the fire element transforms and transmutes all your energy, the energy that may be stagnant in the third chakra. A very convenient meditation can also be for the third chakra because it unlocks and you feel much more expansive. You are letting go of burdens and you need to feel motivated once again. This practice will help you reclaim your inner strength and move forward. That will help you connect with the energy of motivation. I love your reading, Gemini. Trust in order for this to happen.